I'm always surprised there's always folks in my government classes that are pretty disconnected from politics and don't vote. And so in response to that, I'm going to put something into the chat here. Why do people vote? And honestly, this will be a really good source compared to the OER textbook about some of these topics. I actually sort of like digging into some of these topics beyond what's in our OER textbook. But we can still definitely talk here about elections and the parties, voting in elections. They're the primary mechanism for citizen control in a representative democracy. But how do voters decide, and how do the rules of the game shape electoral outcomes? There are several factors, some of which you're likely aware of, that shape how individuals vote. Party identification is always number one. It's always the best predictor of voter behavior. Most voters identify with a party and then consistently vote for its candidates, generally straight ticket, all Republican, all Democrat, all Green, all Libertarian. However, issues can complicate things. Voters may prioritize specific issues in any given election cycle, the economy, a healthcare topic, immigration, and choose the candidate whose position aligns best with theirs. Retrospective voting based on past performance and prospective voting based on future promises are also pretty common. There's candidate characteristics as well. Voters evaluate candidates based on perceived qualities like leadership, integrity, experience, charisma, likability. There's demographic factors as well, age, race, gender, education, income, where they're from, region, religion, often correlate with voting patterns and party preferences. There's political socialization to contend with as well. Lifelong processes through which individuals acquire political beliefs and values, you and I as well, primarily influenced by families, schools, churches, peers, and the media we consume. And there is the media. The media directly, the way it covers stories, shapes perceptions of candidates and issues, setting the agenda and often framing debates in ways we don't always quite appreciate in the moment. Voter turnout, it brings another dynamic to elections too. American voter turnout rates are often lower than in other established democracies. They've gone up in recent election cycles as the races continue to be very, very close. Factors influencing turnout include registration laws, historically used to disenfranchise certain groups. Modern debates focus on voter ID laws, same-day registration, drop-off ballot boxes, automatic registration, etc. Political efficiency, a citizen's belief that their vote matters and that they can influence politics. The efficacious belief that you can actually have a say in an election leads to more electing. Mobilization efforts, campaigns, and parties work actively to get their supporters to the polls to drive turnout. And then the election type affects turnout as well. Turnout is highest in presidential elections, draws people out, lower in midterms, and often very low in their local and state elections. The election process includes primaries and caucuses, which you're likely aware of. Parties select their nominee for the general election through primary elections, where voters cast secret ballots, or caucuses with meetings of party members specifically. Rules vary by state. There's either open or closed primaries. These processes often favor more ideologically committed voters to the process. Then there's the general election campaigns. Candidates develop strategies, raise vast sums of cash, for any federal office today, run advertisements, often negative, trying to encourage you basically to stay home in a lot of cases, participate in debates or refuse to participate in debates, and focus heavily on mobilizing their base on red meat issues, persuading undecided voters, particularly in key swing states, whether to come out or just stay home.